Right, here we are at Martin's Heron Station, and today I'm walking from Martin's Heron to historic Ascot. We start our walk, we come off the platform here at platform 2, where you see this exit next to the ticket machine, and we take this ramp down to the pathway at the bottom. At the bottom of the ramp we turn left and we head under the road bridge up this path. We continue along this pathway until we find this footpath on our right hand side, which is at the end of the wooden fences behind the houses, and we turn right and we continue down that way. We continue over this small footbridge. Just past there the pathway goes off to our left and we just walk around there. We'll see this small play area just on our left. We come to a small Y junction. We'll continue up the pathway on our left hand side. At the T junction we now turn to our right, so we'll be heading up in that direction. About 20 yards after the T junction we'll see this small gateway which leads into Swinley Forest. You'll sometimes go through here and carry straight ahead on the pathway on the other side. Just the other side of the metal gate we find this small T junction. We will actually be heading straight ahead, straight up that way. After about 75 yards we then come to this crossing with pathway coming from our right, one straight ahead, but we will be turning off to our left, so we'll be heading over that way. We're now heading down a fairly broad pathway with chestnuts on our right hand side, small pine trees, oaks, rowans, and in the summer it's quite common to see various wildflowers growing here. On the left hand side as you go down this pathway you'll see some tanks and so on in the distance, or short distance off the pathway. This is actually a sewage works. These days you can't smell it at all. 15-20 years ago it was a rather revolting smell coming from there. After about 150 yards we come across this junction pathway coming from our right, one straight ahead and one leading off to our left. We're again just going to head straight ahead at this point, so we head off straight down that way. At the next junction we have a number of paths conversing here. We have one to our left over there, another one basically in front of us slightly to the left, one beside that going off to the right, and two more conversing here from our right. We're in fact going to go on the third path exit from here, which is the one Slightly to our right ahead of us, there is a signpost there which is marked with the Rambler's route and a green symbol saying permitted pathway. Close up of the marker post, which has a robin redbreast sitting, or was sitting on top, just flying away. We've now reached this gateway, which will go through, taking us out of Swinley Forest onto the road. We turn left here and go across the railway bridge. There's no footpath along the side of this road. There is a verge. This road can be quite busy. As soon as you reach the other side of the railway bridge, you'll see across the road this small kissing gate, and we'll head through there. The side there is a small sign you can't really see from here, which says Englemere Pond. You'll know you've gone too far if a bit further down you'll see the car access to the car park, which is just that second car now. We now enter Englemere Pond, which is a nature reserve famous for its woodpeckers and dragonflies, and we head along this dirt track straight ahead of us. Whilst following this track, you'll find other paths coming in, generally from your right hand side, but just stick to the main one. So you're just going straight ahead all the time. You know you've gone the right direction when you finally come across this stone pathway, which is about 30 yards from the gate, and you'll see a car park up on your left hand side, and we now carry on straight ahead down there. There are a few paths running off the main path. One marked the Woodpecker's Walk, another one marked the Dragonfly's Walk, but we just continue straight ahead on the main pathway. Englemere Pond is made up of these reed beds. Some you find a lot of wildfowl here, insects and birds of various kinds. When the stone pathway comes to an end, we'll just continue on onto the dirt track, which leads straight ahead. There is a pathway coming in from the left hand side, and there is a marker post here which marks one of the pathways for dragonflies watching. You know you're on the right pathway when you see this Travis Perkins yard on your left hand side, just past that last junction. After about 300 yards of the dirt track, we come to this gate on our left hand side, and we'll exit through there. You'll see a signpost just the other side of the gate which says Ascot. After coming through the gate, we now come to the busy A329, which is a London road, and we turn right, heading up in that direction. At the island, cross over to the other side of the road, so heading up towards Ascot. We wish to cross over the next road, which is called Gainsborough Drive, and just head straight up the hill. Short distance from Gainsborough Drive, we now come to Blythewood Lane, where we turn left into it, and we now head down Blythewood Lane. We continue past the Ascot Park residential park homes and follow the Blythewood Lane beside that. At the end of Blythewood Lane we carry on through this gate and along this path which is straight ahead of us. After about a quarter of a mile we come across this pathway coming from our left, but we continue on straight ahead up this way, heading towards Burley Road. We have now reached Burley Road and we turn left here, just across from the pathway exit. There is a signpost marked byway which points to the left, and we head off down in that direction towards Kennel Avenue. About 50 yards past the junction where we came into Burley Road, we find Burley Lane coming in from our left, but Burley Road actually continues around the corner that way and we head up there. At the end of Burley Road we have Kennel Avenue, which is just a continuation of Burley Road. Just in front of us there is a signpost here which marks byway and public footpath. We wish to follow the byway which takes us down the road running off on our right hand side, and we head off in that direction. There is no pathway along this road, but there is a dirt track on the left hand side. And just in front of us we can just see our first glimpse of Ascot Racecourse. Right, after walking through that road we now come up to the entrance into Ascot Racecourse, which we'll head through. We now head through this green gate into Ascot Heath, which is at the back of the racecourse, and we can see the racecourse buildings over on our right hand side. After coming through the fence, we come up this pathway here, which in actual fact is a trackway for a movable piece of the turf for the Ascot Racecourse. So on race days we can't come through here, and that is the racecourse itself. And we can see some of the fences just in front of us. We now come through to a surface road and we wish to turn right here, so we are heading towards grandstands and we head upside the fence of the racetrack itself, and there we can see the main grandstand for Ascot Racecourse. So we're looking towards the finishing post. We just continue on along the service road for about a quarter of a mile, and here we have the finishing post with the royal box. Just up there on the right. When we've reached the end of the stands, we will find a pathway coming up from our left hand side, which takes us down to a tunnel which will take us under the racecourse up to the main road. So we now head off down that pathway. We now walk through this tunnel under the racecourse and through to the main road. After coming out of the tunnel, we come out at the Queen Anne enclosure, and we just head straight ahead of us through the gate there, back onto the London Road. Now that we come out for the race course entrance back on the London Road, we're going to head down Station Hill, which is literally just to our left on the other side of the road. We now head straight down Station Hill, past the Ascot fire station, and we'll find the station at the bottom of the hill. And here we are at Ascot railway station, where we're finishing our walk today. There is a pub here, just on the right hand side. If you wish to get back to Martin's Heron, it's literally one station along from here, heading towards Reading.